All right, welcome back to writing a literary analysis essay using these graphic organizers. We've looked at the outline organizer. We've completed the thesis worksheet. We've completed all three of those body paragraph evidence worksheets. And now we are going to write that introduction. So, as with all of like the paragraph organizers where you can write paragraphs directly right here on the page, the left-hand side tells you exactly what to put where. So I see here at the bottom with a bunch of little asterisks next to it, it says step 1, write your thesis from your thesis worksheet here. Write your thesis first so you can make sure that what you write above provides enough context to set it up and lead into it properly. So I'm going to take that thesis and I'm going to copy it down again. I've copied it down before and I am going to copy it down again. So, okay, I'm going to make reference to it here and I'm going to copy it down again. In this box here. The short story Girl by Jamaica Kincaid uses one long, complex sentence to explore gender roles. Ultimately, the novel reveals, or it's not a novel, my bad. I've got to get my good eraser here. This is why I'm writing in pencil, because pencil is forgiving of mistakes, and we love mistakes. Mistakes are how we learn, right? Ultimately, the story reveals that it is because of their own fear remembered from childhood that mothers perpetuate restrictive gender roles by passing them down to their daughters. Okay, so that's my thesis. I wrote it so I know that, like, that's what I have to lead up to in this introduction. Okay, let's go back to the beginning here. Your hook. Write a catchy first sentence about the abstract concept or topic that you chose from your thesis worksheet. So for example, here, my like abstract concept or topic is gender roles, right? So let me think of just like something broad and interesting that I can say about like gender roles in gender role, in gender roles in general. Okay. Gender norms and expectations are often invisible to us, though we may understand them implicitly. It can at times be difficult to define their parameters precisely or or state exactly how they are upheld. That's all of that's just basically a fancy way to say like, yeah, we know gender roles, like these gender norms, these expectations, they exist, but like it can be difficult to think about like what exactly they are, right? And like how they keep like getting continued on. Anyway, so that's my hook. Okay, it says provide more context in 1 to 2 more sentences, transition from your hook and introduce the title and author of the work. Use the author's full name the first time you mention them. Look at that typo, Sobolski. What are you doing? Use their last name every time after this. Tell us the full title of the text. Okay. This idea is explored in the short story Girl by Jamaica Kincaid. Okay. Relevant plot summary. After introducing the title and author of the work, briefly summarize relevant portions of the work. What must the reader understand about the work in order to understand your essay? As you begin transitioning to your thesis, connect the text with your thesis by writing specifically about how the author, playwright, poet, or filmmaker explores the concept or topic you've chosen in their text. Okay. This idea is explored in the short story Girl by Jamaica Kincaid, which which takes, no, I'm going to say in which a mother gives her daughter a series of commands and asks her numerous questions. In doing so, the mother, who is the story's primary narrator, exposes her expectations for her daughter, as well as her anxieties about how their society will view and treat her daughter based on how well she does or does not conform to that society's narrow expectations about what it means to be a girl. So I'm actually going to end up revising my thesis now, because I've already said like the short story, but Girl by Jamaica Kincaid. So I kind of want to like change it up a little bit. So again, this is why I wrote in pencil, right? Taken as a whole, Kincaid's story written in one long complex sentence explores, and now I'm going to add the word these because I've already kind of been talking about it, right? These gender roles. Ultimately, the story reveals that it is because of, and since I just said the word story here, I'm actually going to say ultimately, I'm going to change it up just for the sake of it. Ultimately, girl reveals that it is because of their own fear, remembered from childhood. And I'm actually going to change this to fears. It is because of their own fears, remembered from childhood, that mothers perpetuate restrictive gender roles by passing them down to their daughters. Okay, so look at that. I did it all. And when I type it up, I'm going to just like get rid of this space. That was just if I needed it, right? That was just the extra space. But I'm going to put this all together as one paragraph when I type it up. Gender norms and expectations are often invisible to us, though we may understand them implicitly. It can at times be difficult to define their parameters precisely or state exactly how they are upheld. This idea is explored in the short story Girl by Jamaica Kincaid, in which a mother gives her daughters a series of commands and asks her numerous questions. In doing so, the mother, who is the story's primary narrator, exposes her expectations for her daughter, as well as her anxieties about how their society will view and treat her daughter based on how well she does or does not conform to that society's narrow expectations about what it means to be a girl. Taken as a whole, Kincaid's story, written in one long, complex sentence, explores these gender roles. Ultimately, Girl reveals that it is because of their own fears, remembered from childhood, that mothers perpetuate restrictive gender roles by passing them down to their daughters. I'm actually going to make one last revision to that thesis now. Taken as a whole, Kincaid's story, written in one long complex sentence, explores these gender roles and ultimately reveals that it is because of their own fears remembered from childhood that mothers perpetuate restrictive gender roles by passing them down to their daughters. Okay, boom, look at that. I have an intro. Yay. Trying to find the stop record. Cool. Love that. Love that for me. Okay, bye.